Welcome to Papa's Workshop. It has been a crazy time in the shop today, and I also wanted to be able to show you a little bit on what's going on outside. Now, it's been about 3 years since I did any real active gardening, and it was time to revitalize and get it going again. So behind me is a satsuma tree that I've had for quite some time, and it really does extremely well. And I've also got a number of other plants already in the ground and growing. Now, I do the container gardening. I'm not doing hydroponics this year. I'm actually going to start hydroponics later this fall. But I wanted to give you a real quick overview of what I've got growing in my garden. So let's get started. It's springtime and it's time to get outside and get to work in the gardening also. You can't spend all the time in the shop. And I do want to thank my Patreons for supporting this channel. It's great to see the satsuma tree come to life, and all the blossoms are starting to open up and make some beautiful flowers. I can hardly wait to have the grandkids over to show them what it looks like, because I've got these blossoms literally all over the tree. They are going to be so excited. This means we're going to have a lot of satsumas for this fall to eat, and the kids love them. A quick look at the tomatoes. I had to add another string line to be able to hold those up. So that trestle is working extremely well. That's how I'm holding my tomatoes up this year. And yeah, everything is grown in pots. Even the tomatoes are starting to make also, and this is looking good. I've got blossoms on this everywhere. On every single plant, it is full of blossoms, and I'm going to have a lot of tomatoes pretty soon. Now, this is the early girl variety of tomatoes, and I've had really good success with this particular variety over the years. And I've taken a few of the little suckers off of the tomato plants, and I'm going to create a few more plants to be able to grow in the garden, and I'm going to let the grandkids plant these. And I planted a bucket of strawberries that needed to go into the ground. A little bit late in the season to plant, but they'll still make. These are an ever-bearing plant, so I'll get quite a few strawberries out of these this year. And if you look at this pot, I've already got some strawberries that are being produced, and I've got plenty more coming. I've got a lot of blossoms on some other plants. Couldn't leave the grandkids out. They had to plant some wildflower seeds, and they're coming up nicely. I can't wait to be able to have those growing. And in the meantime, yeah, I've got more strawberries, parsley, and a whole bunch of spinach that I've already harvested several times. And I'm not far from harvesting it yet again. Now here's the true gardener. He's the one that really does all the work. And yeah, I got a couple of strawberries over here too. Next to my partner in the garden, I have a pot of strawberries. This one also has a runner, and I've already planted it. I want to be able to create more strawberries this year. Now I have another pot of strawberries here that has lots of runners. Now I know this time of the year, you really should cut the runners off, but my objective is to get more strawberries this year as far as the plants than necessarily producing the strawberries itself. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 runners, 7 runners, and I'm getting all of those planted, and I'll let those take root, and in about a week or so, I'm going to go ahead and pull those out and transfer them into another pot. And over here, I have one runner right here that's just taking root, and it's doing good. And I've got another runner. Let's find it. That's it. So this plant right here, that runner runs all the way around, and that is this little guy right there. And you can see here's another runner coming off of that one. So I'm gonna let this one grow bigger, and then I'll do the same thing. I'll go ahead and plant it. And on this pot, I only have one runner right now, and it's not quite big enough to be able to root yet. So I'm gonna let it grow a little bit more, and then I'll plant that one. And like I said, this time of the year, most people will just cut their runners off and produce strawberries. I'm interested more in plants right now than I am in the strawberries. So that's my goal. And in just a couple of days, this parsley is really taken off. My spinach is looking even better. This is what it's supposed to be looking like. After I made that last harvest, I actually cut it back a little bit too much, and it took a little bit of extra time to be able to recover. And you can see now it's starting to recover, and it's looking pretty good. So next time when I harvest this spinach, I'm gonna be a little bit more conservative and not cut it back as far as I did this time. And I've got some flowers for the grandkids that we planted together, and that's a good use of the bird bath. And we've even got a couple of blueberry bushes that the kids love, and it's got a few berries on it for this year. And I've got a couple more yet to plant. I'm gonna wait for the grandkids to get here to be able to plant them. The rose bush is doing good, and the grandkids will be excited. I got a bud that's getting ready to open up. This isn't the first one for the year, but it's certainly going to be the first one that the grandkids can see. No garden would be complete without having a gnome kind of watching over things. And for those lazy afternoon, nothing like having Woodstock hang out with me. He's just chilling and enjoying the sunshine. Getting outside in the garden is actually a lot of fun. And quite frankly, I forgot how much fun that it was, not having done the gardening now for the last couple, 3 years. So it feels really good this spring to be able to get back out into the garden and start getting things planted. And yes, I'm gonna be planting more, and I've got some outdoor projects. Getting ready to have to rebuild a fence that a big tree fell and took out a big chunk. I got about 35 feet of fence to repair, and that's going to be coming up. So outdoor projects are on the way too, as well as projects in the shop. So please, by all means, if you don't want to miss out, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you'll be notified, because I've got both inside and outside projects coming. Until next time, I look forward to seeing you on whatever project I'm working on.